What's happening today, everyone? The stream itself is already going very badly. My mic button for muting is decided it doesn't want to play the game. Oh no, there we go. Maybe I don't want to play the game. I don't know. How are we going, everyone? Can I be heard? Is everyone there? Can you hear me? Give me a real life check. Let me know that all systems are go. Everything's working right. I opened the stream in another window to send Preston the link and then accidentally doubled up the music and made it sound horrible. Yeah, the music was loud. The music was doubled. But I think I'm good now. I think I'm good now. If anyone, John Baxter, official Timmy in the chat with the sound check. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. Far out. That was exciting, wasn't it? Welcome along, everyone, to episode 15 of Cubecast. Here's what's happening today, okay? We've got Preston in the waiting room. Preston Alden, the 49x49 guy. We are going to see the 49x49 live on the stream today. He's got it right there. And we are going to be looking at a whole ton of photos of the process of building this thing as well. Preston's come through with the goods. We're going to be looking at all that. As well as that, we've got so much to look at. Today's going to be a hectic show, actually, because we've got... I'm not going to call it a world record roundup, because that's kind of getting out of my wheelhouse. I'm not really like a cubing news channel so much as I am just a cubing hardware gossip channel, I think. Is that fair to say? But anyway, we'll be looking at the world record roundup because there's some videos to look at. We're going to look at Matthew Mayernick's video. Thank you, Matthew, for permission to watch that, about the YiHeng Wang world record. We're also going to be looking at Tom Noble's video. Thank you so much, Tom, about how no matter what event you're in, not just 3x3, no matter what event you're in, you need to watch out for the rise of the Chinese cubers, because they're coming. The Chinese cube community is coming for all the events now. It's not just 3x3 anymore. We've also got a new VinCube 4x4 we're going to look at. We've also got a really silly MGC 3x3, as predicted on A Week in Cubing with Cam. As predicted, MGC are still just out of control with their 3x3s. We're going to look at the potential return of FANGSHI with the HuDong, and also the Tornado V4. I have the release date, everyone. I have the release date, and I'm going to reveal that today. And also, they released an insane video about the Tornado V. The craziest sort of teaser promo vid I think I might have ever seen for a cube. So that's all coming up today. But right now, we are going to get into it. I'm going to invite Preston to unmute himself, and I'm going to go ahead and click on this scene here. Hello, Preston. How are you?
Howdy.
Okay.
Let's see if we can... This will work. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You can hear me. The chat can hear me. I'm assuming the chat can hear you. On my levels, it looks like the chat can hear you as well, which is exciting.
Fun.
So let's just crack on and pretend that that the tech issues haven't happened and everything's fine. How are you, Preston? Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on and have a chat with us. Now, before we get started, the biggest question I think I think I have, and I think a lot of my viewers have, is who are you, Preston? Introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit about you and about your background and how you ended up making the world's largest register Rubik's Cube.
Okay, sure. I'm just a mechanical engineering student. I just finished my major just like last semester, and I'm here in the United States, and so we have semester systems, and then so yeah, right before I finished my second or my final semester of mechanical engineering, I finished this cube by complete coincidence. I didn't really plan for that to be when I finished it, but I finished it right before the end of college. And but other than that, I've definitely created some things on my own, but I started the other things that I've made only after starting this project, and I decided, you know, it would probably be cooler if this was my first thing to announce rather than like some other small cube that I made, and so I decided to make this my debut.
Fair enough. So, and what a debut! What like that was your first post in any of the forums. Like you kept this so under wraps, like some full on guerrilla, some full on just like amazingly confident marketing scheme. You were just like, I'm just not going to tell anyone. But I think some people knew from looking at the forums and the comments on your post in, not on speedsolving.com, on was it Twisty Puzzles or something? On twistypuzzles.com, I noticed a few people. I think the guy who made the 34 by 34 was in there chatting. I think some people knew before you made that post. Is that right?
Yes and no. When I was building the cube, I told no one outside of my friends and family. Really, that the reason for that was mainly because I was just concerned I was going to fail, and especially at first, I really wasn't even sure if I was going to do it. So there's no point in like telling people if I was not even going to do it. And then eventually, it reached a point of where it was like, well, it's been this long without telling people. I might as well just finish it and then tell people.
Yeah, right.
So it didn't really start out as like me expressly meaning for it to be such a surprise, but in the end, that was it. But it was only after I finished the cube that I started introducing myself to other people in the community and quietly showing other people. And now, of course, it's public now. But there you go. So yeah, Matt Bonner is the guy who made the 34 by 34, and he's the one. He reached out to me shortly after he announced his. Well, sorry. Yeah, I guess we were kind of mutually put together, and he was aware of it along with the previous record holder, Gregory Fenig, I believe is how you say his name. Yeah, I reached out to him before I made it public, and the people, but largely it was a secret until the announcement a little while ago.
Yeah.
Sorry, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. I think I might have forgotten what the question was, but no, yeah, no. What I was asking was, yeah, there was some people knew about it before you announced. So there we go. There it is. Listen, I don't want to put any pressure on you, but I don't know if you can see the chat. Lots of people are demanding that you turn it, but I don't.
Oh.
I don't know if you want to do a live
No,
turn.
I am fully prepared for that, but as long as you guys all understand that the performance issues are scary, and your sympathy if anything goes wrong.
Oh, I can't. If it pops, I can't.
No,
I can't deal with it.
it'll likely be fun. So right now I have the top layer turned 180 degrees, so it's not in its finished form right now, but I just turned it 180 degrees so I could do a 180 for you guys, and then that would put it into a perfect checkerboard.
Amazing. Okay.
I can do that now if you guys like.
I guess so. I mean, it's up to you. I'm sweating right now just at the thought of you doing it. Has it ever?
Yeah, let's see if I can. Yeah. Has it ever popped? Not really. Not yet. Not in any.
Don't say not yet.
Way, but...
Don't say not yet.
So yeah, I'll give it a turn. So here we go. So I built this Lazy Susan. I don't know what you guys would call it. I think most people call this a Lazy Susan, just a turning table for it, just to help me turn it. And in we're gonna watch a time lapse of the full checkerboard later if we have time for that. And we can see just how slow it was, but it's a lot of this like almost like
you got to baby it.
Like heck, you got to go forward and then go back just a little bit, and then forward and then back just a little bit. But honestly, it turns better now than it did when I was making the checkerboard video, because now it's broken in.
Yeah, right. And it's so forgive me, anyone who isn't interested in 3D printing, but was it resin printed or was it layer printed or?
Yeah, FDM. It was all made with PETG plastic, which is not your usual plastic. You usually go with PLA.
Yeah.
And sorry, so you can see a lot of like nervous turning. You
go as slow as you need to. If that thing pops, then I can't even deal. Oh my gosh, there we are.
There we go. There's a 180 for you guys if you.
That's amazing.
That satisfies a lot of people.
Yes.
To watch that.
Now, okay.
It's
no, carry on.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, it's been funny to see just the wide varied amount of like reactions that I've gotten when people see this for the first time.
Okay.
Especially people who aren't familiar with Rubik's cubes, they have no idea what they're looking at, and
Yeah.
then it's especially confusing because it's all curvy and it's I've had one girl, she's, or I guess it's not too important, but some people like one or two people have been really like crazy excited when they saw it for the first time, but almost everybody else just has no idea what to even make of this project. They have no idea what it even is, and it's just kind of funny. Sorry, you were gonna say something.
No, there was just that there was a really good segue there into the curve, and into the design, I suppose. Can you pretend for a second that we are not mechanical engineers and especially me, really dumb it down and talk us through the shape, right? Because I've never seen that shape before in a big puzzle. And it took me a second looking at it going, wait, is that a cube? Is that pillowed? What's happening here?
Yeah, yeah. So let me start off with the best answer that I can give you. It's just for fun. It's
Okay.
just for fun. It's a cosmetic thing. It has no like changes to the way the puzzle works. It doesn't change fundamentally what the puzzle is. It's just a cosmetic choice. And then we start going a little bit more deeper into it though than that. So the curves essentially define or sorry, let me back up just a bit. So you've seen the previous N by N by N records with the large corner.
Yeah, the huge big corners like we saw on the
Yeah,
35.
yeah, yeah. I just didn't love that look too much. I really love this. I really love this look, and I just cosmetically preferred it, and that's why I chose to do it like this. And I'm really hoping it might catch on. I hope that the next person does it that does an N by N by N, if they would like to do it the same style, I'd be honored if somebody wanted to like follow suit, but we'll see about that. um okay.
So
So
has
I
it got
I
a
sent you
name? Does it have a name, or like is it? Did you invent this method of or this shape, or has it been done before?
I wouldn't be so bold as to say that I've invented it. I haven't necessarily seen other people do it this way, but really what I did was simple enough. So I sent you some pictures of the design.
Yeah. Do you
If
want me to?
we
What do
can
you want
try
me
to,
to open up? Which folder am I looking for? The design folder.
oh, yeah, under design, and then there are two separate photos of the cut, is what we call it.
Okay,
We
so I'm
can
just gonna
kind of
put this on
scroll through
screen
that.
for you. Sorry, this is a little bit janky the way we're doing this, everyone, but it's what it is. All right. So can I
Go
pull
next
this?
one. We're looking for the one that looks like a sketch. It's not like a
That
literal
one.
sketch. It's like, yeah, perfect. That's a so this one here, you can see those lines after the top. This is the literal design, and at the end of the day, this is what you use to cut a solid empty shape into a whole bunch of pieces. And so this is the design I used. So if you look at the many lines that are going straight up there at the top, those are the lines that I use to make this curvy appearance. So if you go for two photos forward in the folder,
To this
uh,
guy.
yeah. So you can see all those lines at the top there, they just go straight up. That's what it would look like if you wanted to make a normal looking n by n by n cube.
Okay.
And so all I chose to do differently was to have the lines go straight out rather than straight up. So if you go back to the other photo, so you can see that they go straight out. They don't just shoot upward.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hope
I can see it.
I really hope it's making sense. If this isn't making sense, you guys can tell me in the chat.
No, I'm
But
with you so far, and if I can follow along, then I think any of the people in my chat can. I'm like the bottom level. So if you've got me, then you're all good.
so yeah, that's why I feel hesitant to even like say I invented anything. It's such a simple change. Of course, it has a really big cosmetic effect on the final result, but yeah, some people have called it Olsing. I didn't even know that term until I announced it to the internet.
That's really interesting
Apparently,
because people have been fighting about that. They've been even fighting about how to spell it.
yeah, I think it's someone's last name. I think I don't want to spread misinformation, but they got that term, I believe, from when you cut down a cube, like you start to shave away at all of the unnecessary material. And then you start to get this sort of look on the surface of cubes that would otherwise have straight cuts. And that's because you're starting to cut down to the more core mechanism. And this is kind of what it looks like. But um, so essentially, this is kind of like a way of making a cube look more like what's going on underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another way of explaining these curves for why I chose to make it look like this. I could have made it look like a lot of things, but what I chose to do was, instead of having all of the edges here, hang on. Instead of having all the edges be the same width all the way up, I chose to have them all be the same height. So including the corner piece, this is the same height as this piece, same height as this piece,
Yeah.
all the way down.
So they're the
personally,
same. They're the same height as the corner.
Yep. Yeah, I'll bring it in close. Let's see if I can get
we're
it
getting
good.
the goods now, everyone. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
You can see this wing is
Yep.
just as tall as that edge of the corner.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah.
Fascinating. So what's interesting as well is we're looking at a stickered puzzle here.
Yeah.
So was that a decision? Is that a decision that you ended up regretting, or?
Yeah. So I regret is a strange word, because in the end I love the look of this and I'm very, very pleased with the result. And but if I had done it with color, I could have saved myself a month of effort stickering this thing.
It took a month to put the stickers on.
Well, it's kind of hard to estimate because there's in so many sittings, but yeah, at least like 3 weeks. That's probably even undershooting it, of how long it took me to just do the stickering. And I super glued every one of them, and so that made it take like twice as long as it would have otherwise. And I'm glad I did, because I did not want to deal with these stickers popping off.
No, that's the last thing you need. That's the last thing you need. Absolutely. So I guess another question I have is why 49 by 49? Was that? I mean, I can understand why not an even number, but like, why not 51? Why not 55? Why not 41? Was there a particular, was 49 like a number that was mathematically or mechanically like important for the mechanism or something?
Yeah. This question. Here, let's start with a photo.
Which one do you
We
need?
have I gave you a photo. Is the photo that's between the other two? The one that is like a hand drawn picture.
Also back on here, this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. So if you look in the corner there, you can actually see it just faintly written. That's the first time I ever realized I was going to make a 49 by 49 was when I wrote that. I just was essentially drawing a design in my notebook, and in the end, I actually went with I made some heavy modifications. I didn't actually kind of go with this exact design, but this is when I came up with the idea of how to do a 49 rather than anything else. It's just because it was like the next step up in the fractal.
Okay.
And then I counted it out, and I'm like, oh, I guess that's 49. I knew it had to be bigger than 33, obviously, because that was the record at the time. And so what was the next step up in the fractal pattern? And it had to be bigger than 33. That was the only thing. The only two things that really made me choose to do a 49. It was also like, it seems like a reasonable step.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like kind of wishy-washy answers, but that's the truth.
No, that's cool. So
there you go.
so I guess in answer to the question, it made sense fractally, you said. So is that pic we've just looked at, is that the first sketch? Is that when you were daydreaming for the first time?
Yeah, this is like really my first thoughts. I was just drawing it out on my desk, and this is what I drew. In the end, I changed the design a bit, and you can see that in the other photo. But
well, that's a good segue into this folder potentially, which is the assembly, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a bit of a jump forward in time from when I designed it, but yes.
Have I missed a step? Did you want to go and have a look at some other stuff first? There's the other.
Let's see. Let's go into other images.
Other images, yeah, okay. No, you're fine. Yes, because that's really in the process before we get to. Oh, sorry, I'm fat handing this. Open with preview, and then I'm gonna have to resize it all again. Don't worry, everyone. We're professionals. Okay, so
Yeah, I had 4 printers going. I did the math again recently. I should probably double check my math, but it was like 11 and a half months of print time. I think in the end it was actually longer than that, because 11
what?
and a half months. If I had hadn't had any failures, which I had many, it would have taken me
Of
11 and a half
course.
months. So I think it's more than that. So yeah, I know it was at least like 3 months of continuous printing with 4 printers to get this done. I wasn't willing to wait a year, of course, so that's why I had to get
Yeah,
more.
no, fair enough. That's
Um,
a veritable print farm you've got there.
yeah.
That's impressive. Okay, so there we are. That's our machining. That's our production. Um, and now we're getting to realize the
This is
scale.
removing support material, and this is what it looked like for almost all of this, removing the support material, so you can ignore what's on the screen there. It's just like a movie I was watching or something, but it was just like me sitting at this desk for the entire summer. I really built this um, over 2 summers, using the entirety of those 2 summers, like I was doing as a full-time job. And then I'd do it during the breaks between college, and I wouldn't work on it during college just because I was doing mechanical engineering, and there's just no way I could do
Well,
both.
I was going to ask. This wasn't a uni project then. This wasn't a school project.
No, no, this was full-on passion project, start to finish. Uh, yeah, but that's what a lot of people have asked. Is like, is this some kind of, are you getting paid for this, or then no? It was just me being insane
This was
and
just for
putting
the
thousands of hours into a project.
love of the
But
game.
yeah, yeah, this is what it looked like. I want you guys to know that this will not be like the last of it. I took a whole bunch of video logs of myself as I was doing all of this, and I'm going to. I plan, once I put out this announcement video of mine pretty soon. After that, I'm going to. I have a spliced like sequence of all these video logs, and that I'm going to post that as a separate video. So for those who are more
Awesome.
interested in the nitty gritty.
Yeah, I think the process itself would be just the psychological part of the process would be fascinating. Um, so yeah, we should say yeah, Preston is gonna have his own video, but has been super cool to come and talk to us in that setup. Look at the baggies. I love it.
So yeah, in the end, this is one of the decisions I'm most happy with. Just using plastic bags. It turned out being one of the cheapest solutions, which is just literally put them in plastic bags and tape the bags together, was the best solution. I can't think of a better way to organize them. This was great. This is and then in the end, ended up resplicing all my baggies. This is between when I printed them and then when I started sanding them. And then you can go to the next photo. And you can see I spliced them all together again in a more ordered way so that the workload would be more like I did one of those lines of bags. I started calling them snakes, one snake per day.
Of
Of,
sanding, were you saying?
yeah.
Right. So before putting it together, you were working on. Well, I guess I mean that's the nature of 3D prints of of this type of additive 3D printing is you do end up with lines, don't you, that you don't necessarily want. You don't unless you're
Mhm.
resin printing, which is expensive and poisonous. You know, you always get those lines where the layers have been added on. Hey, which is an issue for moving parts.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I definitely learned relatively quickly the correct way to print parts, and how if you printed them vertically, they look great, they have wonderful detail, but they'd be weak. They'd be extremely weak. And so
That's
I
right.
learned that almost everything needs to be printed horizontally. And then I actually got uh, very good at printing them eventually, of course, because I had to print over 13,000 of them. And so yeah, I learned that there's a lot of stuff that's just obvious to 3D printers that you don't do. You don't put like rounded surfaces towards the sky, because you'll get like this stair stepping effect, and I didn't like that. And also, I learned that I didn't want to put the surface faces directly upward or have them on the bed. Um, Both of those kind of led to various problems. So in the end, I had them all at just like you call it, like isometric angle,
Sure.
where they were all kind of more or less horizontal, but angled off the ground just a bit, and that seemed to be the best way to print them.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Should we take a look at this thing going together then?
Yeah, yeah.
What
So
what did
in
this
the
look like
end,
in terms of time?
I yeah, I put in a ton of work before so that this could go together in like a day. So you can
What?
see it's your face is kind of
Sorry,
your
I'm
face is kind of blocking. You can see these groups over here. They're all taped together lines of pieces. They're like cross sections that I had, and I put in a ton of effort to have them all ready like that so that I could just assemble them really quick. It was the final face that took me like 3 days, but this bit here that you see in this photo, I finished all of the first five faces in like a day. Because, but that's a little bit misleading to say. I put in a lot of work to get to that point.
Yeah. And what was that like emotionally? Because this was 4 years, 5 years in, right? That you or that you'd started putting it together. Well, minus 3 months for minus a month or whatever for stickering, but this was really far along in the process.
Yeah, it was. I really had to stop thinking about it sometimes. Sometimes it would like overwhelm me, the stress of like, what if I fail? What if this thing doesn't work? I just had to like put it out of my head because it was such a massive project. It's not even justice to say it that much.
No,
And
it's like it is
uh,
incomprehensible almost, unless you've been in it potentially, you know.
so I had done some sub assemblies of the project, some smaller assemblies where I was like just trying to like show myself, okay, is it worth it to keep going? Are the pieces going to work? I had already done a few tests, but I wish I had done more testing in the end. I wish I had, before I really began, have a few more tests that would have gave me a big headaches down the line. But again, it works, so I don't have too much to complain about. But
We can see
yeah,
the way it's shaping up here as well. The way you're, rather than stopping and coming straight out, you've just we've cut it off as though you've sanded down the inside of a cube, and you can see how the shape's forming
yeah,
itself there.
yeah,
Okay,
and
let's go further through.
so yeah, there's a little bit later, and you can see I'm just it's not too obvious, but I'm just laying down one line of pieces, pulling off the tape, another line of pieces, pulling off the tape, and like it was just easy peasy for the first five faces, just because I had put in all of the effort to make it easy.
Yes, yeah, lots and lots of planning. So this is pre Lazy Susan. We haven't got the Lazy Susan for turning yet.
Yeah, yeah, not yet. I built that after this.
Yeah, right. Look at the size of those center edges. They're fascinating.
Sorry about this. I wish my photo quality was better. I wish a lot about that. I think if I ever do a crazy project again, I'm gonna be using way better cameras. So some of these photos are good. The other ones are kind of meh.
So this
But
is what are we
learning process.
encountering here with the cardboard wedges? Is this getting ready for the very last face? Is it?
Yeah, that was because there's becoming a lot of pressure on the undersides, I guess, on those four side faces, because they're all the pieces there. They're all pushing up against each other, and it was starting to push up pretty hard
Yeah,
on those
right.
edge pieces. So
Well,
I put some spacers in there so that it would try to equalize the pressure, I guess.
yeah, yeah. So do you know how much this thing weighs altogether?
30 kilograms or 65 pounds if you're American.
30 kgs. That's
Yeah,
more than
I
one of
looked
my
it up.
children.
Yeah, it's like the weight of an 8-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Um, for reference. I feel nervous picking the thing up. I
I
always
bet.
have to, like, I have a cardboard. I have a large piece of cardboard that's underneath it, and I pick up a piece of cardboard with it, so it kind of like distributes the force of its own weight as I'm carrying it. And
Yeah.
I'm still too nervous just to pick it up straight, just because
I don't think I
it
can't.
would just put so much pressure on the pieces. So yeah, this is where the weight starts to be a problem. For the turning, I still haven't really hard to even say what effect the weight has, but when it comes to picking up the thing, that's where weight really becomes a big problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine. Oh, hold on. Sorry, everyone. I'm just going to. I'm not giving you the full ratio of these pictures. That's my bad. So there we are. We're getting further through. It's building, and here we go now. Now we're at the business end,
Yeah.
hey?
So this is where things really slowed down, is because I knew that this last phase wouldn't be so easy, and I had to just build it by hand, bit by bit, and it took me like three or four evenings ish to get this done, and I videoed it everything, and I have a time lapse video that will be in my announcement video,
Ooh,
and
love a time lapse.
yeah.
Wow.
So
Love
as you can see, I was using tape pretty constantly. I went through many rolls of tape in this process, and this tape I use as special tape. Stupidly, at first I used duct tape, which
Wow.
I regretted. I regretted by quite a bit later down the line as I was removing the duct tape and all of the, the sticky resin was still on him, and that was a nightmare to deal with. And so I switched to this other type of tape. It's like frog tape, I think it's called, and it doesn't it's not perfect, but it pretty much leaves no like sticky resin behind, if that's what we call it.
Mm.
And so as I was assembling it, I was just using a very liberal amount of tape to keep everything together. And then once a piece got in there, I'd like kind of slowly try to pull the piece of tape out from between the pieces.
Yeah, cool. I don't know why it's not letting me zoom in anymore. There we go. Okay. Because I've noticed a couple of tools here. There's
Yeah.
is this a bottle of lube here?
Yeah, it's like a Mars lube, something like that. It's from Speedcube, and I went through a lot of that stuff.
How many
I
bottles
have it
of
written
lube
down
went
somewhere.
into the assembly?
I think I bought like 6 bottles of that stuff. I wish they sold it in bigger quantities because I had to buy a whole bunch of those. And so yeah, as I was putting them on, I'd remove the tape and then I'd add lube, and then I'd put another layer down, remove the tape, add lube, and so the whole thing is lubed pretty well actually.
That's crack up. And then we got the Dremel there for the quick whiz sand. Just
Oh
keep the
yeah,
things right.
and no, all of the sanding, almost like 99% of the sanding was all done with a Dremel in my hand, just sitting there for hours and hours. Dremel work.
And
And
there we
there you go.
go.
There's the naked cube. There's the cube without any stickers on it. What it looked like. I had this professionally photographed as well. And then
Cool.
after, I had it photographed. And there you go. So you can see, as a result of 3D printing, where some of them were printed at different angles, you can see that some of the pieces catch the light different from others. So it kind of looks
Yeah,
like a
of
bit of a
course.
disco.
Yeah, it does have a disco ball vibe. And hence
Yeah,
why
my
you would.
mother, when I was showing it to my mother, she actually thought it was a terrible tragedy that I was going to sticker it. She's like, "You should just leave it like this." I was like, "No, I'm like, I got to sticker it."
Oh yeah, no, you had to. You had to.
Yeah,
Was there? So I'm going to assume you saw the 35 by 35.
of course. Oh, that I saw it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Well, you've seen it, and so the speculation is that it was spray painted, and I'm pretty confident that it was after seeing it turning. At
Mhm.
any point during the stickering process of yours, did you think, oh, maybe I'll just grab
Oh
some
yeah.
rattle cans and just spray paint it?
No, I'm so glad I came to my senses on this, but I was actually considering painting it, not spray painting it, but I was considering like using a roller, and it was a terrible thought, terrible idea. I'm so glad I scrapped that idea. It wasn't long that I was considering that, but yeah.
I'm
So
very
when I
glad you
saw that
didn't.
he spray painted his, I was like, well, I totally get it. That was what was running through my head at some point, and but I chose the what really turned me off against that idea is that I didn't want to make it look even more homemade than it already did look.
Mm. Oh no, it
I
looks
felt,
it looks so
I felt like
clean.
painting it was only going to make it look even more homemade than it already did.
The stickers look clean. Did you hand cut the stickers or did you
No. Oh, jeez, I don't remember the name of the guy, but I had a found a guy on the internet that was willing to cut it for me. I plan to put his name in like the description of my announcement video, so
Oh yeah, no, we'll find
you
it.
can,
We'll find it, don't
I
worry.
can show you guys the stickers if you like.
Oh yeah,
Here,
sure.
I'll grab them
Yeah,
in
grab
a
a
moment.
sticker sheet and let us know. I'll catch up with the chat. What's up, Sub Zero? What you've missed is the 49 by 49, all of the inside. What's up, Spotter? What's up in Semming? Zadie Spady. Dauntless is here. Miguel is asking how much did it cost? Well, in raw materials we could probably work out, but in time, that's going to be a tough one.
Oh yeah, that's really where I hate to say I wish I had the math on my in front of me. It cost me by four or $5,000. I don't particularly care about
No,
to
no.
share this information. I would like to be honest. Oh, sorry, I don't want to miscommunicate. I don't care about keeping this a secret. I'm happy to share this information. So yeah, like in material itself, I think it was like 4 grand, 5 grand.
Four
But
grand in
the hours,
materials.
the man hours is where things get insane with how much this thing is worth.
Yeah. If
And then
someone,
there's still the question of how much would I sell it for? And that question is way more than what it's even worth, because I have no interest in selling it right now. If one day I eventually got bored of this thing, I might try to come up with a reasonable price for it. But right now, someone would have to offer me something insane.
let's say a collector, let's say someone like Tony Fisher, or like someone who's like, really interested in collecting, and let's say they've got infinite money. If they were just like, build me one, first of all, would you say absolutely not, I'm not doing that again?
Oh yeah, yeah. They'd have to pay me way more than what my time is worth, because I don't want to do this thing.
That's such a
I
valid
love
answer.
this. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love this, but like this was a part of my life, and I want to be done with that part of my life now. I want to move on. I
5 years
don't
is
want to do
so
it again.
long. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's insane. But again, I think I put in my forum post that it was like, I think I could have done it in like a year. It's probably just over a year if it was a full-time job.
Yeah.
Someone was paying me. I think that's how long it'd take. Yeah. Um,
Have you?
sorry.
Oh, sorry. Oh, the stickers. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm very glad I did this. I got two full sets of stickers, so that I would have plenty of extras. But so let's see. This is what they looked like when they came to me. See
Okay.
if you can kind of
We
see
could
there.
just about. So
Ah,
they've still got the gaps filled in there.
they are cut. They are cut, is what I'm saying. Like they've already been pre-cut for me. And then so yeah, when I remove the everything that isn't the stickers, it looks like this, something close to this. And then so as I was going, I failed a whole bunch of stickers a few times. So I had to dive into my extras, and like, so that's why this is missing a bunch of stickers, because these are all the stickers I had to pull from the extras.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Sorry,
absolutely.
I think you're saying something else before. You can go back to what you're
Oh, I can't remember.
about
Oh
to say.
no, what I was gonna say was, I don't even want to. It's too ridiculous a question to ask, but I wonder: have you considered a scramble and a solve? And would that be
Yeah.
you, or would that be something you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy? Has anyone asked you, "Can I solve it?"
Um, I'll give you the full answer. When I started this project, I thought it was the most terrible tragedy that the creator of the 33 by 33 never mixed his. And I went into it thinking, I will mix mine no matter what. I'm going to mix it. And I came to the same conclusion that Gregory did, the guy who made the 33, is that it would just take way too long. Here,
Yeah, it'd be crazy because it's an exponential. Every time you go up a register in an n by n, it's an exponential increase in pieces and moves to finish, right?
yep. And so what I have considered is as almost like a concession, that I would mix it up, and then I would try to solve it with the optimal number of moves to minimize how long it would take. Even then, though, I don't know if anybody has created an application to come up with the optimal amount of moves, or like the optimal path to take to solve from any state on a 49 by 49. And if the answer is anywhere above like 50,000 turns, then the answer would be no. Then I never would. But
Well, you come into big engineering questions there, don't you? Because you have to consider, would even just the stickers, would the mechanism itself, would it stand up to the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands
yeah,
potentially of turns that you
yeah,
would have to do to solve it? Can it, it might be impossible to solve, not because it would be hard and it would take too long, but the thing itself might destroy itself.
yeah, yeah. I can guarantee you that I'd never just solve it on my own using the method that I know how to solve an n by n cube, because it would definitely take too many turns. How many turns it has in it though? I have no idea, to be honest. I suspect it's probably got. I have no idea what the answer is, but uh, I'd like to think it could survive the process.
Okay.
I'm optimistic enough to think that it might be able to survive. But the fact is that if it takes 30 seconds to turn it 90 degrees, you just have to do some simple, back of the envelope calculations, and find out it's going to take you, 50 years or whatever it is.
Oh
So
my
probably
God.
something
It
less
might
than
it
that,
might
but
actually be a lifetime. Like there's a very good chance.
and so yeah, again, it was sad to me when I came to that conclusion. I was not pleased to realize that it's just not feasible to mix it up
No,
and solve it.
yeah, that sounds about right. Hey, Preston, I really appreciate having you on today. Shall we just before we go, shall we watch this the time lapse of
Yeah,
the
so this is a
checkerboard?
yeah, this took me 25 hours, but I partially just wanted to put to bed anyone's skepticism, if anyone's still has any, whether or not it works, and here you go.
So here
This
we
is me
go.
putting it into a
This is a 25-hour checkerboard. So even then, a checkerboard is 25 hours. And that's not that many turns, really, in the grand scheme of things, compared to a
And that
solve.
was me breaking it in. And also, I was being very, very careful. I did not want to have one piece fall out because I was
No.
afraid that that might invalidate the whole thing if just one piece fell out. So I was being very careful. And so that made it take even longer. But there you go. And now it's broken in. I think if I were to undo it, I could probably do it a lot faster. I'm going to guess like by 15 hours to undo it. That's my guess right now.
So you can okay. So we'll maybe go for the world record 49 by 49 checkerboard time. But still, let's not push things here. I mean, no one else is going to challenge you because there's only one
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah. It doesn't need to be fast. Then nobody said it has to be fast. It just needs to work.
That's
And
true. So
there
listen,
there you go.
last question before I let you go, because we've been yapping for about half an hour now. Last question before I let you go: are you going to make a bigger one, or are you done? Is this a mic drop, or are you going to make a bigger one?
I'm certainly not done with this community. I want to be a designer going forward. This is really my way of introducing myself. But am I done making N by N cubes? I don't want to say no, as crazy and maybe as masochistic as that is to say. um,
Potentially.
I actually really would love to do it again, and I don't want to make any promises that I will do it again. I won't do it soon, obviously. It's just I'll
No,
give myself time.
I think you've earned a break.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, I don't think I'm done with it. I think one day I might come back to start another project. We'll see.
Okay, cool. Preston, thank you so much for joining us. Listen, you need to send me a link to where the video is going to be so I can put it in the description here. We're looking at September for the full video from YiHeng.
September-ish. Yeah, don't hold me to anything, but yeah, that's what I'm shooting for right now.
Yeah, sweet. Awesome. Thank you so much, Preston. Send some love in the chat for Preston and the 49 by 49 there, everyone. I am going to, Preston, unceremoniously hang up on you now. I wish I had a producer I could send you to so you could have a nice process on the way out, but I'm just gonna hang up on you. But thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much.
It's a lot of fun to talk about. Yeah.
For sure. Nice one. Thank you so much, Preston. I appreciate it, mate. Okay. That was pretty cool, hey? Ooh, somebody subscribed. I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure I've seen you subscribe before. Preston does have a channel. I can see in the chat. Preston does have a channel. It's got some music stuff on it at the moment, so I'm not sure if he's going to put the video on there or if he's going to start a new channel or whatever. But that thing's cool, hey? That thing's real cool. I'll ask Preston if I'm allowed to do anything with those photos. It would be cool to... I'll probably use one of them for a thumbnail anyway, for sure. When the VOD goes up. Hey, how we going, chat? I didn't really get a chance to say hello to you before we brought Preston in there. I hope you're all good. Insemming GD is here. Sub-Zero is here doing some maths. What's up, Damien? Welcome along. Oh, John, I missed your question. What about the skills you picked up along the way? Well, I mean, he went into that a little bit. Gosh dang, he learned a lot about 3D printing. He learned a lot about lots of things. Hey, can I level with you guys? Can I level with you, everyone? I need to pee. All right. So I'm going. Have I got my tech support? So I do. Right. I'm just gonna chuck the tech screen on, and I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Gosh, it's professional around here, everyone. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Okay.
Hey guys, this part of the stream is sponsored by me. I know, huge downgrade. You're probably expecting Raid Shadow Legends or Squarespace, but I'm actually here to tell you about the code Cubecast, that is CUBECAST, that you can use at speedcubeshop.com for an absolutely plentiful discount on all of your orders. If you're going to want to be faster than a 6-year-old, you're going to need some good cubes. How do you buy good cubes? At Speedcube Shop with code Cubecast.
You heard the man. Oh, I'm still muted. For goodness sake. Am I muted? OBS, why? Hi, everyone. I'm back. You heard STUCUBE, you heard him. Go to Speedcube Shop and use code Cubecast, for goodness sake. Save 5% off your order. You can also use the same code at Cubing Life Academy. Save 5% off your order if you want to order any of their amazing courses. Learn how to cube real good. Even more gooder than you already do. You can also use code Cubecast at all my stores as well. Speedcube.co.nz, New Zealand and Australia's Speedcube store. You can buy cube sauce there. You can also use that code at lastlayercubing.com if you want to buy a cool shirt or whatever. You can do that. I recommend it highly. How many viewers did I lose when I went for a pee? Loads. That's how many. Okay, we're going to get into it now, okay, people? We've got a bunch of stuff to do. I have a message from Cam from Speedcube Shop that I wanted to check as well before I came here. Nope, that's my dad. That's not Cam. That's a different guy. Okay, never mind. It's about something that I wanted to speak about, but Cam has said, nah, that's for AWIC. So keep an eye out for the next a week in cubing. We'll have some more news about some interesting stuff when that comes around. Okay. Welcome, +2 King. Welcome along. Sub-Zero got scared by STUCUBE. It happens. Okay. What we're going to look at right now, everyone. Some world records happened, didn't they? Some world records happened. There was a new Pyraminx world record. It wasn't 1.43 seconds. Why have I written that? That's not what it is. Let's go across to YouTube here and go to the GAN account right here. And here we are. Look, here's our man. Here's our man. Lingkun Jiang with a 1.27 second Pyraminx world record. Bit rude, bit fast. Hey, 1.27 seconds. Relax there, buddy. We also had, I don't have video of this, but we had, it probably exists somewhere, but we had Square One 4.88 average world record from Dylan Baumbach from America, I believe. And what else did we have? Go back to the, oh. You're killing me. You're killing me, Instagram. We had this little scamp. This little scamp here. Oh, I might get copyright for that. Hold on. Whoops. We had this little scamp. YiHeng Wang. He beat his own world record for a 25? It says here, doesn't it? 4.25 second 3x3 average. Now, we're going to come back and look at that again in a minute, that post, because there's something interesting in there. But first, we are going to look. Thank you very much to Matthew Mayernick for letting me take a look at this video. We're going to watch Matthew's video about YiHeng's average, okay? Here we go.
Timon is the only person who can stop a Chinese victory in the 2025 World Championships.
Can he,
it was
though?
evident with his 2 sub-5 winning averages in both NAC and All-Stars. SSL also showed that out of all the non-Chinese cubers,
SSL
he's the only one who can actually compete with them. YiHeng Wang is running away with the 3x3 world record average. In this most recent one,
love the music,
he actually counted a 3 and a 4 flat to give him a 4.25 world record average. And this isn't even his highest potential, as he counted a 4.7 in the average. Could you even imagine what it would be like if he just got another low 4? We are converging on the sub 4 second 3x3 world record average. There is no question that YiHeng can break world records and further his own dominance in the sport of speedcubing. However,
okay, so there we go. That was the times there. Oh, my big face is in the way. Is it? No, it's not. 4.76, 3.98 counting, 4.8 didn't count. And the 3.96 he nearly had. Look at that. With the 4.0, nearly had 3 sub-4 solves in that average. That's wild. Absolutely wild.
Doesn't matter if you can get great solves at local competitions when it comes to getting major championship victories. Legacies are often marked with who can win the most amount of championships. Can YiHeng handle the nerves to win his first ever Worlds?
Good question.
When it comes to this upcoming Worlds 2025, who will be able to handle the pressure?
The only person...
So go and watch the rest of Matthew's video by yourselves, all right? Give him the views. But he raises some very interesting points. This is kind of leading us to a really exciting World Championships, I think. Is Timon going to take it? Because all YiHeng has to do, and I say this like it's easy, but all YiHeng has to do is hold his nerve. All YiHeng has to do is put those solves down like we know he can in the final. And we saw him having a hard time emotionally at the last World Championships, right? When he was up against Max, he had a hard time. Poor lad, he's only little. But he had a really hard time. He was crushed when Max got him. If he can hold it together, he can have it. He can have World Champion. Will Max be a contender for World Champion as well? That remains to be seen. I'd love to think so. Surely he's still ripping. But that's going to be a really interesting World Championship 3x3. Hemojito in the chat. World Champs is going to be the biggest thing in cubing. Yeah, it's going to be a very dramatic 3x3 final, isn't it? Hey, everyone. While we're on the subject of YiHeng, while we're on the subject of him, let's talk about GAN for a second real quick, okay? Because this post, it's obviously a post of the solve, but it's also an announcement that they are going to give away the cube that he used. But Mike, what cube was that? What did the GAN guru use to break the world record this time? Was it the GAN 15 prototype? No, Timmy. No, it was not. It was a GAN 12 UV. The fastest 3x3 solver on the GAN guru team, despite the fact that the 15 prototypes are out, and he must have them. I refuse to believe that YiHeng Wang doesn't have 15 prototypes. But he's not using it. You could argue that his 12 is what he's used to and it's more broken in or whatever, but I found that kind of interesting. I want to give Jaden a shout for sending me that post and being like, this is interesting, isn't it? And I said, that is interesting, isn't it? And I scratched my little chin and thought, that's something that's worth poking. That's something that's worth poking. I don't really have much more to say about it than it is what it is. It exists. YiHeng Wang set a new world record on the GAN 12. We know he's not going to use a 13 or 14 because they're whack. But the 15 prototypes are out. They exist. He has them. Surely. I am speculating there because I don't have any proof that he has them, but he's YiHeng freaking Wang. He must have them. But he's not using them. In Semming saying, remember that Timon used the 11 even when the 12 was released. Yep, we know that. And we know that all the gurus prefer the 12. Except maybe Matty, who has used the 13 and 14. More so the 14. Nexter, he maybe uses it at home, but maybe wouldn't risk it at a comp. Totally valid. Totally valid. I hear ya. I hear ya. Hey, let's have a look at another video, shall we? Tom Noble has given me.
Well, I guess.
I relax, Tom, and get over here. Tom Noble gave me the permission to have a look at his video here, so let's do that right now. Because great freeze frame, love it. Good on you, Tom. China are doing more events now.
Okay, well I guess it's happened. It was only a matter of time, wasn't it? So if you've been keeping up with speedcubing in any way at the moment, you know who's been dominating the most popular cubes, 3x3, 2x2. Most of the top players at the moment are young kids from China. And this isn't a bad thing. I'm just saying it's happening. We've obviously got YiHeng Wang beating all the records, average world record for 3x3 and 2x2, and some crazy singles. I think he has the most 3-second times out of anybody. He'll probably be the first to break sub 3 as well. But then we've got Sheng Yizheng, which I'm pretty sure is a 7-year-old kid who has multiple 3-second times, as well as a 4-second average. Ruhang Shu's getting a bit old to be considered a kid, but he's still one of the top players. Bofan Zhang almost has a sub 5 average. And Qishan Kao has the female world record, and I'm pretty sure she's only 7 years old as well. Sure, those kids can have 3x3, 2x2, maybe even Pyraminx. I mean, seriously, Pyraminx is sort of dominated a little bit as well. All the small events. These are actually sometimes even known as the kiddie events. And I'm going to explain why this is dominated.
I'm going to just pause there because I had someone in my comments because I can't even remember what event it was, but I referred to something as a side event, and he was just like, sir, that's a bit rude to call those side events. Why do you call them side events? They're just as important as 3x3. And I was like, listen, Buster, I didn't call them what a lot of people call them, which is the kiddie events, which is what our boy Thomas just called them now. I just thought that would be a cool story.
A second, but just recently, a 6-year-old girl called Xia Lin just got a 5 out of 6 multi-blind. This is not something we've seen before. Multi-blind.
Did he say how old she was?
Just got a 5 in a second, but just recently, a 6-year-old girl called Xia
6 years old! 6 years old! I have made this joke before, but my 6-year-old daughter, she's just learned to tie her shoes. My 9-year-old son, he's also just learned to tie his shoes, and he's not as good as his sister. This 6-year-old, and we shouldn't compare our children to other people's children. That's not fair, but my children don't watch my stream, so it's fine. They can talk about it in therapy when they're older. This little lady is doing multi-blind. That's wild.
Lin
That's
just
wild.
got a 5 out of 6 multi-blind.
5 out of 6,
this
dude,
is not
she's good
something
at
we've seen before.
multi-blind.
Multi-blind is normally extremely experienced cubers with many years of experience in memorizing and have a deep understanding of the cube. So basically what's happened here, I'm not entirely sure if this is the youngest person ever to compete, but it's the record for the youngest person. It's kind of in memorizing and have a deep understanding of the cube. So basically,
now, watch her eyes. Watch her eyes here. Watch her eyes. This I'm getting deep in the sauce here, and this may just be because of the resolution, but just watch her eyes in this time lapse.
what's happened here, I'm not entirely sure if this is the youngest person ever to compete, but it's the
like she was looking around the room a lot. She started looking at the cubes, and then she just looked around the room. Is that sus? Is that? I don't know. Okay, sure.
record for the youngest person. It's kind of confusing, but a 6-year-old doing 5 out of 6 cubes is crazy. They've never seen something like this before. And she did it in 55 minutes and 20 seconds. This is incredible, but there's 2 reasons why the younger kids normally aren't getting into these events, but this might actually change
So
soon.
that
Number
is the
one,
crux of the news part, I suppose. That's the crux of the news part of Tom's video. Go and watch it on his channel. Because then he talks about some more stuff, which is his business and not mine. So go and watch his video. Canyon and Semming saying, nah, it's not really sus at all, Mike. You don't know what you're talking about, and that's fair. That's good feedback. Rooms memo, sometimes that helpful. That's right. You do your mind palace, don't you? Maybe she was repeating the letters in her head. Can you tell I don't know anything about solving blindfold? But anyway, that's incredible. That's incredible. Like, I cannot credit it. It's incredible. She is Xiao Yi. Oh dear. Xiao Yi Lin. I've never sounded whiter in my life. Xiao Yi Lin. I hope that's right. But that's absolutely incredible. The creep is starting to happen, everyone. The creep is really starting to happen. China, they're dominating 3x3, and these young Chinese cubers are now creeping into the side events and multi-blind. She's 6 years old doing multi-blind. That's staggering. I love to see it. But it scares the pants off me a little bit. That's a lot. So that was that. Let's move on to what do we have now? Should we have a look at the we'll have a look at this new VinCube, hey? VinCube, if you've never heard of them, they made a 4x4, right? They made a 4x4 called the Vin 4x4. Marvelous. And then there was 2 versions of that. People made custom mag kits to make it core magnetized and all that stuff. Also interesting to note that GAN are working on a 4x4. The Aosu V7 4x4 from Moyu has just come out. And now we have the VinCube Starry Night. Vin 4 with core magnets. New version coming soon. Vin 4 Starry Night core magnets. August 30th. That's tomorrow. It's also my birthday, everyone. Okay? That's what's important. UV coating plus core magnets, and there's an exclusive blue logo, which is very cool. This seems to be, hold on a minute, there's a potentially helpful comment here. Wait, so is this a new ball core version or a special design cube that you added a ball core to as an experiment? Most definitely the Vin 4 UV, I'm guessing, with a ball core. Actually, this is all just 2 people arguing, and that's boring. I don't want to look at that, but I do have a post in Reddit, so let's go and see if that's more useful, everyone. Canyon Petit 4x4 is going to be a hot topic soon. Heck yeah, it is. War by 4 from Ian. I like that. So this is what it looks like. Now, I saw this the other day. I think I even commented on it. Oh, there's me. Look, suspect. We need a source. So this is just someone's mod. And someone said it's real. The designer of VinCube made a few Vin 4 with ball core, and it has a blue logo. So there we go. I was early calling this a sus, but apparently this is it. This is the Vin Starry Night 4x4. So it's the VinCube, which a lot of people already like. Some people stress out that it's a bit loose. But a lot of people really like it. Daniel, who is on my team and is our delegate here, he's also... what was the also I was going to say? He's on my team. He's also a delegate. He's a cuber here in New Zealand. He has one and uses it a lot. He took it... Oh, he also comes to my cube club as well because he's in Christchurch here. He took his along. He gave me a go. I was like, ooh, that is nice. That's really nice, actually. And then a couple of Timmies just popped it. Just couldn't deal with it. It couldn't deal with Timmy turning. It is a little bit delicate, but it's very, very fast. So that's what we have. We have a new version of the Vin 4x4, which is quite a specialist 4x4, quite a delicate 4x4, but it's now ball core. I need to watch some videos on the Aosu V7. I actually haven't done that yet. So I know it's got a whole bunch of stuff going on inside it. A whole bunch of gubbins, a whole load of magnets. I think it's a ball core. I think. Or it just has like a magnetized internal sphere like a 4x4 would regularly have. But there we are. That's where we are with the 4x4 war. GAN fired shots by talking about re-releasing, well, by actually trying to make a good one this time. Moyu returned fire with the Aosu V7, and now we have Vin, who are refusing to lay down, who are refusing to get buried under the mainstream brands. They're going, hey, don't you forget about us. Vin, who have yet to make a 3x3. Let's remember, Vin are just coming in trying to dominate 4x4, which I kind of love. Are they a sub-brand? I don't know. I don't know, honestly. Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. Let's move from what looks like quite a good cube to a cube that looks like a transformer. All right, let's move now to look at this goober over here. This absolute goofy goober. This, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and friends beyond the binary, this is the MGX EsT. Ooh, Q Pianist is coming in with the knowledge here. Vin designer left YJ to make his own stuff. Excuse me? So the VIN designer left YJ to create another MGC4. That's interesting. Okay, so this is the MGC EsT. On the outside, it's like, oh, okay, this looks kind of goofy. We can see some interesting angles going on here. That's kind of wacky. It gets wackier, everyone, okay? What is this? What in the name of all that's cubic is this? This looks like, you know what this looks like to me? It looks like an experiment by Z3. This looks like a Z3 cube experiment. Like, how light can I make this cube? How much stuff can I cut out from this cube to make it light? I'm not a mechanical engineer like Preston, like our boy, friend of the show, Preston Alden. I'm not a mechanical engineer, but this does not fill me with confidence. What on earth are YJ up to with this? We can see in there's a ball core, but we can also see the big skirt on the center. I don't know what is happening here, okay? This is the MGC EsT, which looks like it's going into production. It looks like it's going into production, which is really interesting. All these holes, all these points of catching, I don't know what they're up to. Let's have a look. There's been a few posts about this. We've got a video of it as well. This design can hurt your hands. Yeah, I can imagine getting your fingers caught in there and just having a bad time. So this is it being released to some cubers in China. Now this is kind of interesting if this is what I'm seeing. No, I thought they were putting the lube into like a hole in there, but they're not. They're just trying desperately to lube this puzzle. But spoiler alert, all that lube is gonna get scraped up into those gaps and not be just much use for anything really. I mean, it looks like it would be really light, sure, but why? I don't know. That's another picture. Then we've also got this post here. Here is a review on a Chinese platform. Bear with us, everyone. Let me see if I can get into this.
大家好，我是陈宇，现在来
hold on.
开箱一款新的模
Relax. Can I? Oh, where did that translate thing go? Is it here? Yes, please. Can we have English? That would be amazing. Yeah. I don't know. Translate. Where's the go button? Okay, here we go. Unboxing. Yongyun EsT's unique accessories and shocking feel. I don't have permission to watch this, really. So I feel a bit bad.
型，在现在的三阶上是
And I can't understand what is being said. So what I would rather do is just find some turning. But it's real, and it looks like it's in production. What are the accessories? Screwdriver, little baggie. I don't hate the baggie, all right? I don't hate the baggie. In Semming, YJ tried to cook and couldn't even cut properly. They can't turn the stove on. YJ and 3x3 is tough. Okay, looks like we've got a UV version maybe, and a standard version. Let's get some. I mean, it doesn't sound mad. It doesn't sound mad particularly, does it? I'm not going to watch any more of that video because I do not have permission to reproduce it. And then we've had this as well. This is the last part of the puzzle that we've got today in terms of what has been released. This is the manual leaked from Bilibili, which is a site on, it's a Chinese site. I think I've called it Chinese Reddit before. Is that accurate or not? I can't really say. But we've got springs. Love to see that. We've got all sorts of goofs and gaffs. I don't know what's happening here. Oh my gosh, I'm hungry. there's nothing in here that is English, so I can't really glean anything from it, but we can see some real close-up images of this very, very delicate sort of mechanism that's going on just in the pieces themselves. Looks so fragile. And here's the thing, right? They'll all be injection molded, and you know how there can be faults in molds, and we can potentially have issues with crappy piece moldings. It doesn't fill me with confidence, hey. And I don't want it to be rubbish. I don't want it to be rubbish, but it looks rubbish, right? Yeah, it seems fragile. I'm looking in the chat just now. It seems fragile. It seems like it would catch a lot. Cube Pianist is watching the video now. Good on you. It's like, yeah, it is a very weird cube, and that's kind of, it's kind of wacky. Alex, what are we looking at? We're looking at the MGC EsT, which is this wacky fella here. Okay, so those of you who have just joined, this is what we're looking at. This goober. Oh, hell's bells. We're looking at this guy. The MGC EsT, which is some sort of Gundam ultralight goober cube. I don't know. It's MGC doing MGC 3x3 stuff. Alex is from the UKCA. Hi, Alex. Cube Pianist is saying in the chat that some top solvers are maining this for OH. Can we have a source on that? Is that something you've read on that post? I don't know if you can read what's posted there. In Semming, no, we shouldn't judge it much. We shouldn't judge it too much before it releases. But he also has said that doesn't look promising. I don't know. I will reserve judgment until we've seen it in the hands of more people and more testers. But it looks pretty wacky, everyone. It looks pretty wacky. Okay, that's the MGC EsT. Now, I wanted to look at something else, which is, we've got two more things to look at. We're going to look at this other cube here, this goober cube, potential goober cube. Oh, actually, might be quite good. And also the Tornado V4 teaser video, which is wacky, and the release date, which I have as well. So here we go. This is a new cube that we've seen from the Cubicles Instagram. This was posted on Reddit by FastSuit. A wacky looking 3x3 with a very interesting centerpiece design. Now, I am going to very briefly pop my little tinfoil hat on, everyone, because the Cubicles stream, they made a stream with this cube, and I've picked out all the details from that stream to tell you today. But that stream has been taken down from their Twitch. Why is that? It's gone. The stream that had this cube in it, I can tell you what it's called. It's called the HuDong, HUDONG, the HuDong. They've taken that stream down from Twitch, which is very interesting and intriguing. But I'm a very clever boy and a cheeky little scamp, so I downloaded it before they did so. So I've got a copy of it. But I was going to try and make a supercut of just Phil talking about the cube, but I haven't really had time. And I cut it down a bit, but what I will just tell you is some of the main talking points. In Semming, I can tell you it's 100% not the Tornado V4. It's not the Tornado. This is a cube from a manufacturer called FANGSHI. Top points to any of you in the chat who can remember a cube brand called FANGSHI. They had the coolest logo out, right? They had this was their logo, and it was super cool. I actually had a couple of FANGSHI cubes, and they were okay. I think it was like pre-magnetization. But anyway, this is them coming back apparently. So this is like, so these are the cubes that FANGSHI was sort of famous for. No, not the link. I don't want the link. I want the oh no, let's open the link. They've got a few. this is the stuff that FANGSHI was famous for, right? Was like using, they always had caps on their puzzles, stickered caps, and they would use like different colors on the inside as the outside. They were one of the first companies, I think, to be using primary plastic as well. Okay, there's a lot of chat coming in about this. Alex Mass. Wait, I haven't seen them make a relevant speedcube since like 2013. I know, right? FANGSHI Xuanren. I think that's the one I had. That had like the recessed sticker patches, right? Israel suggesting Phil could be trolling. Potentially. They made cool 3x3s. They were pretty cool and solid. Ian thought FANGSHI only did non-WCA. No, I think FANGSHI kind of dominated 3x3 for a bit. Or they certainly, when I first started and when I was raking around on Lightbox or Light in the Box, stores like that, they were really prominent on there. There were lots of them. Lots of people saying they remember them. Oh, wow. Z3 had a limited edition Xuanren. They had really difficult names for Westerners like me. Oh, Alex is now saying Diane used primary before FANGSHI, I'm pretty sure. Okay, cool. Well, there we are. That's that. I wonder what currency this is in, because $340 is spicy. The logo is so cool though, hey? Like, I was all about that logo. It looks so cool. And I would love to see that logo on a cube again. But we're not seeing that right now. What we are seeing is this, the HuDong. Now, Phil used it on the Cubicle stream. Let me summarize that stream, which is now deleted for you. It's got core magnets. It's got some very wacky looking magnet tech on the feet of the corners. Let me grab a cube. This is not the same cube. But I'm just gonna grab a Qi M Pro. So let's go full screen. Is the light gonna blow this out, or what's gonna happen? Okay, so on the corner stalks, chill light, chill. On the corner stalks, it had, see how there's like 3 points to the triangle? It had a magnet in each of those points, is what it had. Rather than a magnet in the center like we're seeing there, it had a magnet on all 3 of those points. It was magnetizing to edge pieces as well as magnetizing to the core, it looked like. Phil said it felt a little bit floppy and unstable, like people were freaking out looking at the center cap going, I bet it's all floppy and weird and gross. But he was like, I kind of like it. Canyon Pity, like an MS Cube. Yeah, MS Cube had a similar thing where there were like under magnets and in the edges and corners that magnetized to each other way before a ball core, and not like a ball core. But yes, he did not. Now, here's the thing about Phil, and we've talked about this before. He can kill a cube by saying, no, this is trash, don't touch it. He could do that to he could kill the YiHeng EsT by just saying no. And then no one will buy it, and then the cube's dead. There's no point me stocking it because it's dead and no one will buy it. He hasn't said that, for the record. But he didn't say that about this cube, and that's significant. In my opinion, that's significant that he didn't say it was terrible. He had to adjust his turning a little bit to get used to it, but he was getting okay times on it, and I don't know. I'm kind of interested. Like, this is beyond Florian cuts, right? With that perfectly circular center cap. I don't hate that look. I don't hate it. It reminds me of a stickered GAN cube, because the GAN stickered cubes would always have, remember, a circular center. Did the GAN X have that? GAN X stickered. Whoops, stickered. Yeah, see how GAN used to have that? And I don't hate it. I kind of like it, right? It's that perfect circle in the middle. Good band, by the way. Yet the corner cutting is very, very insane. Who said that? I can't remember. Alex. Yeah, the corner cutting, according to Phil Yu, is very, very insane. So that's a thing. But I'm interested to see this. I'm very, very excited, one, to see FANGSHI making cubes again. That's cool. If I could rock a FANGSHI logo, I would. If I could rock a FANGSHI cube and FANGSHI could make a good 3x3, I'd be so down for that. I might just see if I can hunt down some of their logo stickers and just re-sticker some cubes, actually. That would be pretty cool. But, what was I saying? Yeah, cool. HuDong. This is the HuDong. It's the HuDong. It is what it is. Phil, you at the cubicle received the sample, streamed with it the next day. No one, I have seen no other information about this cube. So yeah, that's what that is. That's what that is. The FANGSHI. Well, I don't know if it is FANGSHI anymore. They may be a sub-brand or they may be someone else. But it's the HuDong, right? It's the HuDong. HuDong, they dong. FANGSHI apparently donged. So there we are. That's that. Now let's wrap it up, everyone, because it's 10:53. I want to go and continue with my life. Tornado V4. Oh, yo, Ian, change the SpeedCube NZ logo to SN/Z. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Okay. What we're going to look at now is the Tornado V4 teaser video, which is goofy. All right. Trigger warning. Very goofy video. Let's watch it on YouTube.
你喜欢追风吗？
Hold on. I'm going to have to translate this as we go.
你喜欢追风吗？
Do you like chasing the wind?
它
It
可以是大自
can
然
be
的
the
风，
wind of nature.
它
It
也可以是追
or
逐
the
爱
wind
的
of
风。
pursuing your passions.
这一天，
On this
我决
day,
定
I
暂时逃
decided to
离日常的
momentarily
喧嚣，
escape from the hustle and bustle of daily life,
拿起我存放的风，
picking up the
然后一
wind.
头扎进我日常的喧嚣，
Bustle of
拿
daily
起我
life.
存放的
Picking
风
up，the wind I've
然后
kept
一头扎
aside
进 我
and
热爱的世界
diving
里，
headfirst into the world I love.
去探索，
To explore,
去报速，
to sprint,
去进步，
to progress,
去享
to
受。
indulge. This is a vibe, everyone. Are we
这一
feeling it
刻
at this moment?
我可以理直气
I
壮
can
地和世界失联，
confidently disconnect from the world,
沉浸在自我的世界
immersing
里，
myself in my own
感受
realm,
那份纯粹的
feeling
满
that
足
pure
感，
sense of satisfaction,
乘风破浪。
braving the wind and waves,
热爱不停。
never ceasing my love.
如果可以，
If you can
请
please keep pursuing your passions
吃下
relentlessly,
去，愿你出走
may you
半生，
travel
归
half
来
your
仍是
life
少
and
年。
return still as a young man. What? What? What?
半生
May travel half your life and return still as a young man full of dreams.
少年，
Tornado V4 for those who love cubing and all that other stuff, she said.
你
Question. What? What did we just watch? What did we just watch? That was crazy. The cringe. So, Dino has died of cringe in the chat. I'm so sorry, Dino. Alex going, I don't know, it's just a Rubik's Cube. Calm down, Chi. Ian's having some issues with the wind of nature. Similarly. Alex Mass, no, it's not stock footage. She was rocking a Tornado V4. What else? Dude, I feel this for tornadoes. Losing myself in a world of Tornado V4 would be so cool. It's like the GAN 11M Pro limited edition phrases, but made into a promotional video. Dino Cuber died of laughter and cringe. A cube for the hearts. Whatever, Millie, whatever the Tornado V4 is on, I would love some. Canyon reckons it kind of slaps. Cuber has just joined. What did I walk into? I was a live translation of the new Chi promo video. Those nails though are fire. Yeah, okay, tough for cubing with, but yeah, pretty fire. Hey, so there we go, everyone. That was the Tornado V4 promo video. I have been told by a very, very reliable source who I'm not going to name because I don't want to get in trouble, but I know when the Tornado V4 is coming out, okay? We thought it was coming out this week. It is not. This week's nearly done. I've been told September 15th. All right? That's what I've been told. I cannot reveal who told me that, but I will tell you that the source that I have is super reliable. I have been told... It wasn't Speedcube Shop. I don't want to get Speedcube Shop into trouble because it wasn't them. I'll tell you it wasn't them. But I've been told Tornado V4 release date September the 15th. All right? That's the information I have. All right. Actually, wait a minute. I am just going to fact check myself. I'm just going to fact check myself real quick because it would be embarrassing if I've got that wrong. You can't see my screen, can you? Great. Great. Where's that email? Here it is right here. Yep, 15th of September. So there we go. Okay, so chill, Timmies. The Tornado V4 is coming on the 15th of September. Alex, is there much change besides the tension system and moving the magnet adjustment to the corners? The tension system's the same. The tension system's the same. The only noticeable difference that I've seen is in the magnet adjustment. It's in the corners now. I can't tell you for certain if there are changes to the molds or anything like that. The most significant change is that magnet adjustment system location. And what else? Maybe the core won't break as much. That would be nice. That would be nice, hey. When Tornado Megaminx? Hey, that would be fun. That's the real question. Oh my god, could you imagine? Could you imagine a Tornado Megaminx? That would be pretty fun. That would be pretty fun. Hey, I'm going to wrap it up, everyone. It's now in New Zealand. It's nearly 11 o'clock, and I am hungry. Now, tomorrow... Shush, email. Put that away. Tomorrow, I'm doing something a little bit special because it's my birthday, all right? And I'm going to be old as. I'm actually going to be 41, all right? Which is super old. But it's... I feel like it's less creepy to tell you my age than to hide my age from you, okay? I'm going to be 41. I'm a very old man. But what I like to do on my birthdays is self-indulgent childish stuff, honestly. And tomorrow, I am going to spend the day streaming my favorite video game ever, which is Halo. I'm gonna run a campaign on Halo from 9:30 in the morning New Zealand time until at least 2:30, 3 o'clock. When my children come home from school, I'll probably have to spend time with them. That's polite, you know? And my wife's not super pleased at my plan to just ignore her all day and play Halo. She is on board though. She's gonna bring me Taco Bell at lunch, which is very exciting. That's her gift to me, is to let me play Halo and bring me lunch. So that's my plan tomorrow. If you want to come out and play and watch me play Halo tomorrow, I'm going to rip through the original campaign and talk some smack and just have some fun, really. That's going to be a good time. That's the show for today. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Thank you so much to Preston for hanging out and talking about the 49x49. It's been fun, everyone. It's been fun, but now the fun must come to an end. I think I've run out of things to say. I'm going to go. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Ian, ignore wife, Halo all day. And Semming saying happy birthday in advance. Thank you so much. Ian saying child neglect is legitimate when Halo is involved. I don't disagree. +2 King in Egypt is not going to watch because it will be very early in the morning, and that's fair. It's 2 a.m. for you. Go to bed. What are you up to? Right, speaking of going, I'm going to go. Goodbye.